Am I clearly audible?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to mute myself for a moment and get ready, and then I'll come back here.
அது வேண்டாம், அது எடுத்து சவுண்டு கேட்கும். மியூட்ல வச்சுக்கோ. அப்ப இத காதுல வச்சுக்கணும் இல்லையா? எனக்கு பேசுறது கேட்கும்.
Hallo nochmals, guten Abend. Yeah, hello, Nikhil, and everyone who is here. I just once again have to. Okay. We'll do the following. I will just. There are some people who have responded to the. Who've sent in their queries. So I will go through that quickly once, and then we can go live. You can, after that, please start either typing your questions in the. Don't want the YouTube. 1 second. Sorry. Yeah. So after that, you can either type in your questions right now in the box, which, or if we have the time, you can even unmute and ask your questions. Okay, so right now I have this sheet in front of me in which Ajay Tulsiani and Bhagyashree Shinde and Saranya have asked questions, and I will go through those questions very quickly. So I'm Ajay Tulsiani's questions. There are 11 questions in one box. Okay.
Anshuli.
Okay, you're really giving a lot of work. Oh, 1 second, let me just quickly, because it's not possible to scroll it also, you know, and I'm trying to. Okay. So I just scroll like this. No. Oh God. If students are boys and girls, then Z is in Studenten oder Z is in Studentinnen. So Ajay, if you can hear me, then of course,
Yeah.
that Studenten means male students, plural. Studentinnen means
Yes.
students, plural. And if you want to say students as in both Studenten and Studentinnen, then I think while writing it, there are different ways. I mean, I learned, for example, that the I in between, you make it capital. And so you know that it refers to Studenten and Studentinnen. But nowadays, the German language has solved this problem by using the word Studierende. Okay, I'll just go to the chat box and type it. It's a good question because chat box is here. Yeah, okay. So type a minute. Yeah. So Studieren is to STUD, study. You can see the chat, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So now from Studieren, you can get in German language the word the one who is studying. Okay, the one who is studying, and in that word is the masculine der Studierende. Its plural is die Studierenden. Got it?
Yes.
Then for a female student, it is die Studierende, singular, and its plural is again die Studierenden. So you see, when you make a noun out of a verb, actually it's called a gerund. If people remember their high school grammar, yeah, I'm just keeping everyone on mute, please. I'm sorry. So that so if you remember that, then from studieren you get the noun der Studierende for a masculine person and die Studierende for a feminine person, for female, male and female. But the plural of both is die Studierenden. So in German now, in German universities, for example, the students are almost exclusively referred to as die Studierenden. That means it covers all genders, because gender distinction in German actually is only in the singular. In the plural, everything is die, as you should remember by now.
Yeah.
Die Studierenden. Okay, that's the way the problem is resolved in German today. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Then second one is, this thing scroll is going too fast. I can't anyway. S or Z for Maria. I can't see this. I can't even. Okay, maybe I can. Oh, right. Fine. Okay, R or Z, S or Z for Maria is convection. Z, S is Studentin, not Studentinnen. Because Mädchen is neutral, not neutral, it is neuter. Neuter, neuter, gender. So should it be S ist Studentin? Yeah, okay. So when we refer to, but when we say the word girl in German is das Mädchen, it's an anomaly which is there. Das Mädchen, and if the next sentence is going to refer to das Mädchen, then of course it will be S. Okay, but you're already using the word Maria. It's a proper noun. It's the name of a person. Now you're making the girl into a person, Maria. Now it is she. Das ist Maria. Maria ist ein Mädchen. Sie ist Studentin. Okay? Ajay, did you get that?
Yeah. Danke.
Okay. Then will there be a B2 German 4 course? We will wait and see. Definitely not anytime soon. But actually, the thing is up to B1 now we have done. Okay, you can, of course, in January, if you want, you can register for the B1 course. It is already there. But the thing is, as the language becomes more and more complex, the online mode is not really very conducive to language learning. Okay, so it will become a little difficult to have a B2 or a C1 level course entirely in this mode in which we are functioning over in. I mean, I think the fact that we have gone up to B1 itself is something great. I mean, I couldn't have imagined a few years ago that I would actually put out courses up to the B1 level on NPTEL. Okay. So, because I feel that being present bodily with people while learning a language, because learning a language is so much about responding to emotions, responding to feelings, and asking questions and giving answers in a live situation. So that is this online mode is a little inconducive for that, if I may use the word. So, but it's for me. I think I'm myself a bit surprised that we have it up to B1 level now. But B2 and C1 will be a little tough, I think, in the sense that you really need to. Maybe we can put out some materials of how to prepare for those exams. But I don't think we can have an online course. But let's see. I mean, that is my feeling right now. As I said, B2, whether we can do a B2 level course, we have to sit together and decide. I can't give an answer to that right now. The only thing I can say is definitely not next year. I mean, definitely not in January. Later July 23 or Jan 24, we don't know. Let's see. Is there some way to distinguish between this and that as both? These is definitely this or these. Okay, these is this or these. That actually would be just D. Okay, that man there. If you want to say that man there, you would rather say der Mensch da or der Mann da. That man there would be der Mann da. Okay. Dieser Mann with these is definitely this man, or dieser Leute is definitely these people. Okay. So that is for this and that. Then we have for sentence woran denkst du? Why was it woran and why not was denkst du? Wo should be where, right? Yeah. Wo should be where? Yes, you're correct. But in German, it is not only where. So what do we do? Okay. Woran denkst du? The point is, and by the way, your question number 5, Ajay, is not woran dankst du, it is denkst.
Oh.
Denken is to think, danken is to thank.
Oh.
No, the thing is to think about something, to think of something, in English. The moment we say, I'm thinking of you, I'm thinking of our trip to Pondicherry or whatever it is, I'm thinking of that. Now, this thinking of in German is denken an. Okay, denken an. Ich denke an dich. I think of you. Okay, or ich denke an unsere Reise. Ich denke an unsere Reise. If anyone unmutes themselves and speaks, please mute yourself again immediately. Okay. So that is why it is woran denkst du? You what are you thinking about? What are you thinking of? Woran denkst du? What about are you thinking? What of are you thinking? So this the way to make the word for about what or what about, what of, etc. We don't use was in German, we use wo. Wofür, woran, worin, wodurch, wovon. We have done that. German too, Yeah. If it's a thing, then woran. If it's a person, then an wen denkst du. Who are you thinking about? Who are you thinking of? An wen denkst du. So that is woran and not was, because the correct phrase in German is denken an. That's why it is woran. But was denkst du is also possible in a conversational informal situation when we ask someone, yeah, so what do you think about this? in that, what do you think about this? Whatever I'm saying, for example, what is your opinion? In that sense, people do use also was denkst du denn? Yeah, was denkst du? What do you think about it? But if that is in order to ask somebody else informally their opinion about something, then was denkst du is possible. Okay. Right. Question number 6 is some sentences in books didn't have article, like dann liest es Zeitung schreiben. So dann lese ich Zeitung. I'm using Zeitung lesen as a phrase. Newspaper reading. I'm using it as a phrase. Ich lese Zeitung. That is, I read the newspaper. Then it's possible to use Zeitung without the D. Zeitung. That's possible. And Schreiberbriefe. I am sitting in my office and I'm writing emails. 15 emails I have to write. I'm writing emails. There is no article there. So, ich schreibe emails. Ich schreibe Briefe. No article is required here. Why is it ich bin Arzt? Our ich bin ein Farmer Google translation. Please don't depend on Google translation alone. Although I have had some good experience with Google translation also, but please don't depend on it for all this. Ich bin Arzt. If you are describing your profession, what you are by profession, then do not use ein or eine. Use it without an article. That's the correct German expression. Ich bin Deutschlehrer. I'm a German teacher. I'm in English always a German teacher, a teacher of German. But in German, ich bin no ein. Ich bin Deutschlehrer because I'm talking of my profession. Okay. So that is that. Then 8. Is in the sentence wissen Sie, ich will nicht immer allein zu Hause sein. Why is it wissen Sie and not wissen Sie? Do you know? Actually, you know in English is do you know? So that's why it's wissen Sie.
But there wasn't a question mark at the end of the sentence.
It's okay, but it's actually this is to ask someone. You are asking someone, you know, do you know actually that I don't want to be always alone at home?
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be always alone at home. It's that you know part is actually a question in the sense of do you know? Okay, it might be rhetorical, but that's why it is wissen Sie. If I say Sie wissen, that means I'm making a statement saying that you have already come to know through some means or the other that it is that I don't want to be alone at home. But it's not like that. It is to just ask someone, you know, do you know that I also want to go out and I don't want to be alone at home all the time? That is the situation. That's why it's wissen Sie. Because it's kind of the nature of the question. All right? Right. Then what is the use of do for this sentence? Do wie viel Uhr ist es jetzt? Not wie viel Uhr, it is wie viel Uhr ist es jetzt. That has to go from that question. Okay. So do you, hello, excuse me, you, hey. That is the function of do. It can simply, you can do away with it and still the sentence makes sense. Okay. So do is only to kind of call someone's attention. Hey, hello. Look here. What is the time? That's all the function of do is over there. Then 10th question that Ajay has is for the sentence wie komme ich zum Bahnhof? Why wie komme and not wie gehe? So you're asking about the way to a destination where you want to arrive. Basically, it's that. It's wie gehe ich zum Bahnhof is not, it's not criminally incorrect. Okay. You can ask that. That's not a problem. Wie fahre ich zum Bahnhof? wie gehe ich zum Bahnhof is okay. But if you want an explanation for why it is more common that people ask wie komme ich zum Bahnhof, then I would offer that you're asking for directions to arrive at a destination, at the correct destination. That's why it is common and not gehen. Okay. But again, as I said, if you say wie gehe ich zum Bahnhof, if you ask, people will not, I mean, it's not as if people don't understand what you're saying. They'll say, gehen Sie links, gehen Sie rechts, gehen Sie geradeaus, nehmen Sie den Bus, nehmen Sie die U-Bahn, whatever it is. And they'll give you directions. But wie komme ich zum Bahnhof, it is common in the commonly used phrase because of the fact that you're asking for directions to arrive at a destination. That's why it's common. What is the use of ja? Da müssen wir ja stehen. Yeah, the use of ja and den and do in the earlier case, which you also pointed out. See, these are all particles that give a certain rhythm or a certain mood, flavor to the sentences. They do not have any specific actually, they do not have a specific meaning, but at the same time, they're very important because they tell you what the mood of the person is who is saying that sentence, you know. Da müssen wir ja stehen. That means I'm resigned, I'm being resigned now to the fact that we have to stand and wait. We don't have a place to sit. But ja conveys that mood of resignation. The main message that is conveyed is we have to stand. Now we must stand because there's no place to sit, we must stand. That is the basic neutral message that is conveyed. But that ja in between conveys the fact that I have kind of, resigned. I'm resigned to the fact that da müssen wir stehen. Kya kare? That kind of a thing. Is that okay?
Vielen Dank. Das war sehr hilfreich.
Sehr gut. Gerne geschehen. Gerne geschehen. I'm going to type it. Gerne geschehen. Another way of responding to Danke. I don't know whether we did it in the course, but you can say gerne geschehen to everyone. No, yeah. It means happy to do it, happy to help, that kind of a thing. Okay, gerne geschehen. Geschehen is a verb. Geschehen is a verb. It's in the chat box. Geschehen is a verb that means happen, to happen. So gerne geschehen means happens happily. Okay. Then we have a question. No, Bhagesh doesn't have any questions. Okay, thank you. Then Sharanya has a question. Conjunctions wo, when, then, da, ob. Okay. So can all of you see the Excel sheet? I don't know whether it's visible to all of you.
9.
No? Okay, so Sharon has a question, which is to discuss briefly the conjunctions wo, when, den, da, and ob. I'm going to type them in the chat box so everyone can see the conjunctions wo, when, what are the remaining ones? Wo, when.
See, going in screen silent. You can share your screen with the Excel sheet if you.
No, it's okay. Wo, when, da, ob, and den. Okay. So you can see this thing, no? There should be that full stop should be a comma after wo. Sorry about typo. Yeah, so I have typed. All of you can see it, no, in the chat box.
Yeah.
So I have typed den separately and wo, when, da, and ob together because of the fact that den. So I don't know how to up to what detail to go into this, but if you have the patience, then give me a minute or two to explain that there are two types of conjunctions in English also. But in English, we don't see the difference between them because the English sentence structure doesn't really change. Okay, but the German sentence structure, as we know, is very sensitive. The verb position in the German sentence structure is very sensitive, and that is why we need to differentiate in German between so-called coordinate conjunctions and so-called subordinate conjunctions. So coordinate conjunctions are and, but, or. These are conjunctions meaning junctions, meaning joining words, which join two sentences which are equivalent. Very simple is, I don't know what, Ajay is a boy and Radha is a girl. Now this and, it is one sentence, and is joining two sentences which are in their meaning equivalent. There is no dependence or any other relationship, causality, any other relationship between them. Okay. If I say Peter didn't come to class because he was unwell, now there is a dependency. Now there is a causality here, that there is an underlying condition that Peter is unwell, the consequence of which is that he didn't come to class. Or the other way around, there is a situation where Peter did not come to class, the underlying reason for which is because he is unwell. So here is a case of a subordinate clause. So you have a main clause, Peter does not come to class, or Peter did not come to class. Then you have a subordinate clause, which is the underlying reason, subordinate. It is underlying reason because he is not well. Okay, so because is actually a subordinate conjunction in English as well, but there is no change in the sentence structure in English. Ajay is a boy and Radha is a girl. No change. Peter did not come to class because he's unwell. No change. But in German, the sentence structure with subordinate conjunctions such as wo, when, da, and ob, and while, and obwohl, many others. The sentence structure changes in the sense that the verb that we conjugate goes to the end of the sentence. That change happens, and that's which doesn't happen with den, which is a coordinate conjunction. And again, it is a peculiarity of the German language that den is a coordinate conjunction, whereas while, which means almost the same, den means also giving you the reason for something, why it is happening. While is because. Second gives you the cause for something happening. So den is coordinate, but while is subordinate. This is a very strange distinction, but it is there. Right. Now, I have to go back to Sharanya's question. Discuss briefly the conjunctions. Yeah. So whenever I use wo, when, da, ob, for example, wo, what is the meaning of wo? Anyone can unmute and say, what is the meaning of wo? What is the meaning of the word wo?
Where?
Where. Okay. Where. So, do you know where my phone is, for example? Do you know, one sentence, one clause. What do you know where my phone is? Where is my phone is the other sentence. Okay, do you know where where is actually functioning as a conjunction. Do you know where my phone is? In German, it will be wissen Sie, comma, wo, not ist mein Handy, but wo mein Handy ist. Similarly, when has two meanings. When can be if, or it is always if, but it can also mean when, W-H-E-N, when. Okay, so when. Da. Da also gives you a reason. Just like while. Since I'll be going away, I cannot come today for the live session. Okay, since that since can be da. And ob, whether. I don't know whether Peter is coming to class. So, ich weiß nicht, ob Peter kommt. Ich weiß nicht. Okay, so all these are subordinate clauses, and the main thing is that in these clauses, the conjugated verb will go to the end of the sentence. So conjunctions, coordinate, subordinate. Coordinate, und, oder, aber, sondern. Actually, 3 are enough at this stage. Und, oder, aber. Then. Then. It's here. These are coordinate. That means when you join sentences with these conjunctions, within the sentences, there is no change in word order. Just put the conjunction in between and keep the sentences as they are. That is coordinate. Second category of conjunctions is subordinate, where necessarily what comes after the conjunction, that sentence which comes after the conjunction, in that sentence, which is actually the subordinate clause, in that sentence, the conjugated verb goes to the end, and while writing, definitely, before that, while writing, before that sentence, please separate the two with a comma. So, like wissen Sie, comma, wo mein Handy ist. Before the conjunction, there has to be a comma while writing these sentences. Okay, Sharan, I hope I have answered your question as much as I can in a live session like this, but you will find, I think there are sessions on conjunctions in our course. If there is anything specific that you have not understood in those courses, in those classes, please put it in the forum and we will definitely respond. Right. So those are 3 questions we received as responses from you. Now, if you want to talk about anything, you want to ask me anything, you can either unmute yourself and ask, or you can type in the chat box. Let's try and speak in German if possible also. Ja, wir können auch auf Deutsch sprechen. Wir können uns auf Deutsch unterhalten. I can't change this keyboard to German, so I'll be using the alternatives that I give you when you do your assignments. Wir können uns auf Deutsch unterhalten. That is, we can chat in German, but I mean, it's only if someone wants to. Otherwise, if you have questions, you can unmute yourself and ask, or you can type in the chat box.
Gibt es eine einfache Method, Adjective ending zu lernen?
Sehr gut.
The declensions, is there some easy way to learn the declensions?
Yeah. By the way, you asked the question very well. Das war sehr gut auf Deutsch. Gibt es eine einfache Methode, die Adjektivdeklination zu lernen? Is there a simple method to learn adjective declension? Yes, I mean, I think in the course, in the videos, have I done adjective declension with particular nouns, masculine, feminine, neuter?
Yes. Alter Mann, alte Frau.
Correct. So I'm just sharing the way we did it. I mean, I did my German in school, and we got this table from our teacher, and he said, just learn it by heart. And we did that. I mean, I learned der alte Mann, den alten Mann, dem alten Mann, des alten Mannes, die alten Männer, den alten Männern, der alten Männer. This I learned by heart. Even I can wake up from sleep and say, frischer Luft, frischer Luft, frischer Luft, frischer Luft. Okay, without article, feminine. Frischer Luft, nominative, with an E. Frischer Luft, accusative, with an E. Frischer, ER, in dative, the D changes to der. So without article, the adjective will take the article ka ending, frischer Luft, and again der for genitive, frischer Luft. So I have done this table. We have done this table in class. Please go back to that. And I have benefited a lot by actually listening to my teacher at that time in school and actually learning this table by heart. So it is not a very, I mean, it's not like learning some very nice romantic song or something like that, but it helps, you know. So Ajay, if that solves your problem, then please learn that by heart.
Okay.
Hello, Meghraj, you have a question?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. There's, okay. I'll go, not too many of us here. There are only about 16 of you. So let me go 15 of you. Ami, do you have a question?
No, sir. Thank you.
Ankit?
No, sir. Everything's clear. Thank you.
Okay. Ajay, you asked if you have more, you can ask. Karthik? Karthik doesn't, Meghra doesn't have a question. Mohit? Okay. Then who's next is Omkar.
Yes, sir.
You have any question? You have any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, ask.
Sir, when do we use dative preposition? Means when we use wo, then we use dative adjective in doom, right, sir?
That prepositions, I had a question about this in German 1 also some time back. So we know that prepositions are we have learned 3 kinds of prepositions, right? Dative, accusative, and vexel. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So with prepositions that are always dative, you don't have to think about it. Whenever the preposition is used, the following noun or pronoun will be in the dative case. Finished. The prepositions that are always accusative, don't need to think about it. Whatever comes after the preposition, accusative case. Okay. It is with vexel that we need to decide. It is with prepositions that like in, an, auf, unter, etc., which can either take dative or accusative, where you have to decide. And for that, the simple rule is that if the sentence describes a movement from one point to another point, accusative, position, dative. Ich gehe in das Kino. In takes accusative here. Das Kino remains das Kino. Ich gehe in das Kino. But ich sitze in dem Restaurant. Okay, I'm sitting, position, then in takes dative, in dem Restaurant. Ich gehe in das Kino, ich sitze in dem Restaurant. Dative. It happens with all these prepositions, auf, for, unter, hinter, everything. Similarly, if it is to do with time, then dative. Ich schreibe, ich fliege im Oktober nach Berlin. In dem Monat Oktober, im Oktober, in dem Oktober nach Berlin. So if it is time, dative, position, dative, movement, accusative. That covers it all.
Yes, sir. I asked this because I thought Visanji wo mainem handi is. That should be the sentence. That's why I asked.
No. There is no preposition involved here. You understand?
Yeah.
So, wo, the question wo to ask when there is a preposition involved. Ich sitze in dem Restaurant. Okay. Wo sitze ich? In dem Restaurant. If the question is wo sitze ich, then the answer with in will be dative. Ich gehe in das Kino. What would be the correct question for this? Anyone? I mean, I'm answering Omkar's question, but anyone can answer my question. Suppose, where to am I going? How do you put it?
Wohin gehen Sie?
Wohin. Wohin.
Wohin.
Wohin gehen Sie or wohin gehe ich? In das Kino. Here it is wohin, and that's why in das Kino is accusative das Kino. And wo sitze ich? Position, no movement. In dem Restaurant. But in the example that we did, Omkar, to come back to that, there is no preposition involved. There, wo actually is a conjunction. It is joining two sentences. Okay. So there's no question of wo meinem Handy ist.
Yes, sir. Got it. Thank you. Vielen Dank.
Gerne geschehen. Okay. Then the Karthik's hand is up, I know. And there was
Sir, actually, I am the one. I want to ask you because I missed to apply for the exams. Sir, exam date is expired now. Can I apply now? Is there any way to apply now?
may I know your name?
I'm Padma Gayatri Ravi because I use my son's ID, so that is why. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, but if you missed the deadline, there is no way to register for the exam now. That is
Because
see, it is you have to understand that there are 1,600 courses running.
okay, sir.
This is only one of them, and the entire fixing of schedules, timetable, etc., is done centrally across all the courses. It is as much as possible automated. You can't really intervene in for one course and just add one more name to it. That is something that does not happen. So
I have to.
But you'll have.
Is there any date for postpone? That is, can I apply for any postponement? Nothing like that, sir. No procedure like that. I cannot do.
You can see the registering for the course is free of charge. Okay, you don't have to pay for the course. So again, the course will be offered in January. The same course.
Okay, sir.
My suggestion is you register for the course, which means you just set your email and register for the course so that you have access to all the exercises and everything.
Okay, sir.
How much ever you want, you can do this thing. You can do the course in the sense of you can maybe do the assignments, and if you want to listen to lectures, you do that. But at the end of that course, which will be in April 2023, register for the exam.
Okay.
So
there is no possibility now. Okay, that's all. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. So then Shriram is unmuted, but once let me say chat box Shriram for a moment. Warum bekommt man sofort Angst, wenn man auf Deutsch sprechen muss? Rajni is asking. Ich weiß nicht. Ich bekomme keine Angst, also ich habe keine Angst davor, das Deutsch zu sprechen. Also ich spreche gern Deutsch.
Ja, ich habe diese Frage gestellt und ich spreche auch gerne Deutsch, aber manchmal ich fühle mich, ich habe Angst davor. Und dann ich muss etwas Besonderes machen, so ich keine Angst haben. So ich will etwas so wegen Fragen.
Sie sprechen so gut Deutsch. Sie sollen keine Angst haben. Also, das ist,
Ich weiß, ich weiß, ich kann, aber manchmal ich kann sagen, Grammatik ist sehr wichtige Sache für gute Deutsch zu sprechen. Und manchmal vergisst man, mit welcher Konjugation muss diese Endungen, Verbendungen aufpassen. So deswegen, ja, ich teile in diesem Kurs mit. Sonst, ich habe keine, aber manchmal ich bekomme.
das ist okay. Aber ich
Ja.
würde sagen, versuchen Sie so oft wie möglich auf Deutsch zu sprechen. Und
Ja.
wenn Sie keinen Partner haben, mit dem Sie Deutsch sprechen können, dann nehmen Sie einfach das Lehrbuch oder irgendein Buch und lesen Sie laut vor. Oder lernen Sie deutsche Lieder auch. Singen Sie deutsche. Wenn Sie gern singen, dann lernen Sie deutsche Lieder oder so. Aber bitte sprechen Sie auf Deutsch, so viel Sie können. Sie sprechen ganz gut Deutsch.
Vielen Dank.
Okay, gerne. Dann Mohit, how can I prepare for the authors, geography and history, knowledge-based questions in what, Mohit? So in our German 2 exam for NPTEL, there is no section on knowledge-based questions, such as, I mean, I'm not going to ask you what is the capital of Germany, or which direction does the Rhine flow in, or what are the 2 major rivers in Germany. No questions like that. Or history of Germany. No, I'm not asking you those questions here. The exam is almost exclusively, not almost, but it is exclusively a language exam. And so if you're talking about our exam, Mohit, then we don't need to prepare language-based questions. What we need to prepare is learn vocabulary. Okay. Then Meghraj does have a question. Goethe to exam, Meghraj, for our exam, which has 4 sections, nobody has yet asked me about the pattern of the exam, so I'm assuming that people know, but I'll repeat it here anyways. The pattern of the exam is nothing different from the pattern of the assignments. If you have been solving the assignments regularly, then you know what kind of questions are asked. There are listening comprehension questions, audio questions, there are reading comprehension questions, and there are grammar questions. Fill in the blanks, multiple choice question, simple things, true or false. Same pattern will be followed in the end semester exam as well, or the final exam as well. There is only one component in the final exam, or one section in the final exam, which is not there in the assignments, which is a short essay type question. I mean, short means really short. I mean, we'll tell you, write 5 sentences or write 8 sentences about something, about a journey you did. For example, a trip you did to some place. What all did you see? Write 5 sentences about that. Or you're unable to go to class for 1 week because you're traveling or because you're not well. Write to your teacher that you cannot come to class, why you cannot come to class, and so on and so forth. there will be a translation. Or there could be, not will be, but there could be a translation, simple passage given in English, put into German, or simple passage given in German, put into English. This is one section, which is written expression, how good your written expression is, how good you can write German, which we don't have in the assignments because it is not possible on a weekly basis to correct so many things. I mean, this section I will be correcting manually. This is not machine corrected. This section will come to me and I'll be correcting each and every one of your answers of this section manually. So it is there in the exam, it is not in the assignments. But basically for that, the preparation is just get your vocabulary in order. If you have an active vocabulary of 300 to 500 words, this section is a cakewalk. It's not a problem at all. And get your simple sentence construction right. Get your tenses right. We have done perfect tense and present tense and past tense. Past tense also is not required too much in German, you know that. Except for hatte and war, we don't need the past tense in German, especially in day-to-day conversation. What you need is the perfect tense. So get your perfect tense in order, get your vocabulary in order, get your conjunctions. Now that Saran asked the question, get your conjunctions in order and you'll be fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It's not a big, as I said, I'm not going to ask you to write a novel in German and then I have to read 500 novels, which is not going to happen. Okay. So yeah, that is the pattern of the exam. I hope it's clear to everyone. To answer Meghraj's question, where is it gone? 1 second. Yeah, Meghraj's question. See what I've done. There are some people who are doing the A1 course, and they also asked me this question about how to prepare for the Goethe A1 or the international certification A1. So what I have said is, those of you who are looking at to complete this course, German 2, and then go on to do an A2 certification either with the Goethe Institute or with any other agency that is internationally valid, I would suggest that you get back in touch with me after the exam, that is after end of October, sometime mid-November or end November. You get back in touch with me, find out the timetable when you can write the exam, etc. And then we will try and have an orientation for that, a live session or something like that, over a couple of hours. And we will try and give you as many inputs as we can about preparing for the Goethe A2 exam. Okay. So right now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem. So right now, I'm not going to go into this question. The only component in the German A2 exam which we don't do in the NPTEL course because of our constraint of an online delivery system is the spoken German component. That is something that you'll have to prepare on your own and a bit more thoroughly. Otherwise, going by our level of listening comprehension, reading comprehension, and grammar and written expression, you will clear A2 without a problem. I can guarantee you that. The only thing that I cannot practice with you is spoken German. That you have to do on your own. Maybe there are some tools online. There are websites online. But even otherwise, I mean, if you, as I said, like for the written expression, how to prepare, I said, get your vocabulary in order and get your basic simple grammar rules in order, such as the sentence structure, tenses, conjunctions. That's enough. Similarly, if you practice a few things, like they're not going to ask you to give a political speech when they take an A2 level exam. They're going to ask you day-to-day things. Going to the doctor, how do you tell the doctor what is wrong with you? Ich habe Kopfschmerzen, or ich habe Fieber, or ich bin erkältet, or etc. etc. So those kind of things, if you get some situations and some vocabulary in place, you are through, not a problem. The other sections, I think our course prepares you well for the other sections. So if you are going to write an international certification exam after this, then please get back in touch with us after November. Let's say after.
So your mail ID or something, can you give us, sir, please?
My surname at iitm.ac.in.
Okay.
But again, as I said, please don't write to me before mid-November because I would like to get this course over with, and I have a lot of manual corrections to do, as you can imagine. So that will take some time after your exams. So once that is done, you can write to me, those who want to do, those who have registered for a certification exam outside, and we will see how we can best organize an orientation session for you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more thing I wanted to ask.
Megraj, 1 second. I'll just see if there are any other questions.
Okay, okay, sir.
So you passed A1, is it?
Sir, the doubt is of A2, sir. A2 only.
Okay, but you have put that you passed A1 successfully in Pune.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last time we had same live conversation, and with all your important tips, I gave the exam and I passed, sir.
You got good marks, I hope.
Yeah, yes, sir. Our level was very much, in fact, a little difficult than the Goethe A1 exam.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, all the other components, our preparation on this course will definitely help you sail through the Goethe exam. Not a problem. Only spoken German, I can't. Well, I mean, if we get to for 1 week, if we have a 1 week workshop or something like that, then I can practice that also. But otherwise, it's not possible. Right, Meghra, just a moment. I'll just go through the other questions and see if there is. Right, could you please explain A2 exam? But I just did Rajeshwari. I hope you heard that. Last year question, these types of questions over there. Yeah, okay. So Mohit, you saw the last year's paper. How did you see that? I don't know. Okay. Then how to learn vocabulary? Since you are Maharashtrian, if I may take the liberty of using a Marathi phrase, Bhukam Patti Kara. So you have to basically learn it by heart. Okay. Ratna padta hai.
Okay, sir.
Then Ankit is asking only 8-week assignments are going to be considered for. Yeah, Ankit, there are 12 assignments for evaluation purposes. For your marking purposes, we will take the 8 best scores that you have. We take those. Okay. Yeah. Now, I think we have come to the end of our time also, but another couple of minutes if anybody has very quick questions. Karthik Ravi's hand is still up. Any question? Or I will lower the hand, okay?
Sir, one sentence I wanted to ask.
Yes.
The man likes the picture. Sir, can you translate this into German language? The man likes the picture. That's it, sir. This simple sentence.
Why are you taking my exam? You translate. I'll tell you whether it's correct or not.
Okay. So der man mag den Bild.
I'm typing in the chat box. The man
Likes the picture.
The picture. Okay. So the man is what?
The man is subject.
No. German words.
Der man.
Likes is?
Mag or gefällt.
No, not gefällt. Gefällt would be the other, but mag is correct.
Okay.
Picture is what?
Sorry, sir.
Picture. What's the word for picture?
The picture is das Bild.
Then das Bild will remain das Bild. It will not change to den. Das never changes to den.
Okay.
So your why are you direct messaging? Or am I direct messaging? Everyone.
Okay, sir. The neutrum gender doesn't changes to den in accusative. Yeah.
Das Bild.
Okay.
You can also put das Bild in the beginning and use gefallen. Then
yes, sir.
The picture pleases the man. Okay. Then we are saying das Bild. I'm typing it in the chat box. Das Bild gefällt dem Mann. Okay. Now here the Mann will become dative because that's the way gefallen works.
Yes, sir.
So der Mann mag das Bild or das Bild gefällt
dem Mann. Okay. Gefällt is a dative verb and mag is an accusative verb.
Yes.
Okay. Same with gehören, na, sir? Gehören.
Gehören also is dative, yes.
Okay, sir. Yes. So these two verbs now, gefällt and gehören, are a little bit complex things, sir.
The only thing is when you use gefallen and gehören, you have to understand that it is not that I belong to something. That thing belongs to me. So the subject you have to make that thing.
Yes, sir. Ulta hai that.
Das Handy gehört mir.
Okay.
Ich gehöre dem Handy nicht. I'm actually, it might turn out that way in life that we become servants of our devices, I think. Because the moment the smartphone rings, I have to go to it. Okay. So we become slaves of our phones. But anyway, jokes apart, das Handy gefällt mir. I like it. It pleases me. I like its looks. I'll buy it. Ich kaufe das Handy. Das Handy gehört mir. Now it is
Okay.
okay.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Okay. Anyone else, very quickly? Any doubts? Okay. Dann vielen Dank und alles Gute und viel Spaß. If you have any doubts, please put them on the forum. I hope your questions are being answered on the forum. Yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. So if, because I have always told there are 2 or 3 of our students who have done very well in German with me, who are answering your questions on the forum. And I have told them if there is anything that gets stuck, that they cannot answer, that it should immediately come to me, but nothing has come to me as yet. So I'm assuming that your questions are being answered. Okay. So, ja, dann alles Gute und weiterhin viel Spaß beim Deutschlernen. Viel Spaß beim Deutschlernen. Alles Gute für die Prüfung und auf Wiedersehen.
Danke, sir. Danke.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Danke.
Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Tschüss.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Danke, sir.
Gerne.
Auf Wiedersehen, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.